that part of it's exciting.
Darin, being the home team, or at least having played here before, and obviously you probably have most of the fans here, can players get energized by the juice from the crowd, or does that not matter?
Well, the feedback we've gotten, I mean, there wasn't much juice since we weren't here last year, but when we have played here, you know, I heard the other teams basically saying that they got the same type of juice. You know, it's, I mean, Indiana, we had 20,000 people at the championship, or 18 or 19,000, and they didn't have any problem with it. So I think it's just a great environment for everybody, but, you know, we love having it here. We love our fans, and I think that, you know, the other teams enjoy that excitement too. So I don't see it as an advantage, disadvantage. I just see it as a great experience for everybody.
Do you feel like you know who handles the big stage well, and is this another level of that? Like, do you learn something new about those guys, or is a big stage a big stage?
I think we got a lot of guys that like it. I mean, I don't feel like we put anybody on the field that doesn't thrive in that. I mean, that's kind of this team we have. I've talked about it all the time. We're not the greatest team in the world, but they fight, and this is just another opportunity to do cool things on the field. And this is, you know, I think they kind of like this kind of thing.
How much does Angelo kind of resemble that fight as a whole for your team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's kind of got that little edge to him, and just let him go do his thing. They just ask him not to get kicked out of games. I mean, that's the, you know, it's that fine line of playing with that edge but not going over, and he's pushed it a few times, but I'll take that.
Just how impressed have you overall been with guys like Matt Waldron, the pitcher on the mound there, that have given you those production or performances you need?
Yeah, I mean, we needed some older guys to step up and do some good stuff, and you know, Matt's been there pretty much. You know, we started him as a freshman, and he was our Friday guy in regionals, and now he's a senior and he's doing the same thing. So he's done a nice job of maintaining his stuff and keeping himself strong. Sometimes he's kind of got a little tired towards the end of the year. Now his stuff's the same, and he's done a great job putting the work in. Nate, gosh, I mean, I would say he probably was a career 7 ERA guy, and made a couple adjustments, and just has done a phenomenal job on the mound. And then Reese, you know, his first time starting, I think he's done a great job as well. So, you know, they really, when things haven't gone their way, they've handled it, used their experience, and were able to get out of some jams, and you know, it takes the pressure off some of the younger guys, and you know, hand the ball over to the younger guys at the back end, and they've done a nice job too.
Darin, when you look back at Matt's career at Nebraska, what do you think of?
Well, just like I've told him, he's just one of the best competitors I've been around. I mean, he wants the ball. Guy can throw strikes in his sleep, almost too many strikes sometimes. But you know, it's just one of those guys that him and his brother both, they were very rough around the edges when they came here, and just to watch them grow up and develop that relationship with them, and you know, just be able to have real conversations now. I mean, we're having conversations that we would never have had a couple years ago. And that's probably one of my biggest joys of coaching, is getting to build those relationships and that trust, and being able to have those meaningful conversations.
If you have a chance to, you know, have a lot of fans here, what would you say to the fans to come out and support this team during the tournament this week?
Well, they're going to show up because they're awesome. I mean, it's our job to go out there and give them something to cheer for. You know, the last couple of weeks at home, we've had an opportunity outside of the first game against Arizona State. We've done some things to get them engaged, and they've been awesome. So it's our responsibility to get them rolling. But yeah, I mean, Husker Nation's, I mean, well, we moved back here. It's what it's all about.
A few weeks ago when things weren't going your guys' way, I mean, do you feel like your guys were motivated, or your coaching staff was motivated by maybe some of the naysayers out there at all?
I don't hear any of that or see any of it, but I've always been an internally motivated type of guy. I don't let external forces dictate how I go about my business. You know, sometimes it might help to have some bulletin board material and have that, but that's not sustainable. You know, so I guess I don't really look at it that way. I don't preach that message to our guys. Now, maybe, I don't know, maybe it does, and I don't know about it, but from my standpoint, I don't let that affect me either way.
Hey, Darin, what do you, when you look at the format of this tournament, does that affect how you manage a game at all versus a regular season weekend or whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going into every time we're in a tournament setting, I mean, you look and figure out, okay, how are we going to win this thing? And you try and map it out. Now, it never goes that way, but, you know, we're going to try and win the first one. We'll go from there and, you know, see who we have available. But, you start looking too long term, and you lose sight of the one game we need to win. So we're gonna play it almost like a single elimination thing and try and win the first one and go from there.
During that 9 o'clock start, sometimes it doesn't even start on time. You're looking at a late night, waiting all day. Just in the back of your mind, what's that day like waiting for that late game on the opening day?
It's a circumstance we can't control, so that's the beauty of the game of baseball, and in tournament play you're going to have things like that. It doesn't matter. And we started at what time, 9:45, last week, and it's just our guys, this group of guys, I'm not concerned about them. They go with the flow, and they're not worried about a little bit of adversity. We've got to spend some fun time in Philly this year, and we've had a couple weather issues, and just it's part of the deal.
Hey, Darin, obviously you have to stay focused on the game at hand and can't worry about the big picture, but do you have to remind your kids that, hey, don't worry about winning 1 or 2 or 3, let's win this whole thing about getting into the tournament, because obviously that's the easiest way to get in.
Right. No, we go game by game. My biggest concern is, what they're reading and people saying, oh, you're in, you're not in, whatever it is. That's where the focus can't be. And you lose your edge for 1 second with the task at hand, and it doesn't matter. So I just got to get them back laser focused into what we're trying to do and what we're all about, and all that stuff will take care of itself. But like you said, you win, that takes care of everything.
So you're not a projection follower at all?
I'm projecting that I'm going to find a way to get home and go to practice. I mean, that's about as far as my projection goes. And then I'll pack my bag and we'll get on the bus and come back here. But all that stuff, it's nice to be in those conversations, but, that'll take care of itself with how we play.
Yeah, with the rain, where are you guys going to practice? You guys going back to?
Yeah, we're practicing in Lincoln. We're going to just go inside and get our stuff done there and then come up here later this afternoon.
You come up here this morning just for us?
I did. And I'm driving back, yes.
Back and forth?
Wow.
I'm going to go back and then get back on the bus. So, yeah, that's how much I like you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, Darin.
Good. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.